This is One on One. Hi, Steve Adubato. More importantly, I'd like to introduce Admiral Joseph Maguire, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. Joe, we've had the opportunity to be here many times. In fact, here is the 24th Annual CohnReznick Foundation Charity Golf Invitational. This is CohnReznick Cares. That's the foundation. CohnReznick, great organization, raise money every year in this golf outing for your foundation and also the Joe Torre, the Safe at Home Foundation. Tell folks about your foundation, what it is, and who benefits from it.
Well, thank you, Steve, and I really do appreciate CohnReznick and all the folks who come out here and support the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. We started in April of 1980 after the failure of the Iranian hostage rescue mission. There were 8 special operators who were left on the desert sand in April of 1980. And the surviving men who came back from that wanted to do something to honor their sacrifice, so they started the scholarship fund. And that's when the Special Operations Warrior Foundation began. There were 17 children who were the surviving children of those 8 men who perished. And the foundation passed the hat, and we had pretty modest means back then. But those children went to college, all 17 graduated, and since then, people have a tendency to forget that we had Grenada, Panama, First Gulf War, Somalia, Yugoslavia, and for the last nearly 14 years, this war. And we've lost 940 special operators over the years, and they've left 1,067 children behind. And our solemn pledge to them is, if you lose your life in the service of your country, then the Special Operations Warrior Foundation will ensure full college benefits for your children. Now, when you die, the government does provide some benefits for the family through the VA and through other means. But what we do is we ensure full college tuition, payment, books, fees, computers for any university in the country. In addition to that, we provide tutoring for all of the children from kindergarten through senior year in college. We have a historic 90% college graduation rate, but we'd like to have 100. So we do provide college tuition even for the seniors. But we first and foremost do scholarships for the children. The other thing that we do, and we're very proud of, is we provide immediate financial assistance for special operators who are wounded in combat, severely wounded. And we've started this program in 2006, and since then we've given $2.2 million of immediate financial assistance to the wounded. Although the Special Operation Forces comprise less than 2% of the operational forces on the battlefield, they've suffered well over 10% of the casualties.
10%?
10%, over 10%. So what we try to do is, just help them and the family get together when they're in the hospital and help them through the immediate financial crisis when somebody's severely wounded.
You know, as you listen to the Admiral talk, those of us who've been involved in this CohnReznick event every year, I'm proud to host the event, not just to play in it, but host it, and a large amount of money is raised through the efforts of CohnReznick. But I've got to tell you, for me and for a lot of the folks here, one of the most powerful things is hearing from the students, the surviving children of these very, very brave men and women who've been lost. For you, Admiral, what is it like to get to know these, how many again, students are we talking about?
Well, we've got 135 children in college today and over 700 to send. And since we started in 1980, there have been 1,067 children in the Foundation's care.
What is it like for you to hear these young people, but to more importantly know what it is that they have sacrificed and their families have sacrificed for this country?
Well, Steve, it's very personal for me. I spent 36 years in uniform and 34 years as a SEAL. And many of these children were my men's children. And
you call them your men?
Oh, yes, they were my men. They were my brothers.
As a family?
Oh, absolutely. You know, just been 36 years in uniform. You leave your family behind, and then those who serve with actually become your family. So although I've got 5 brothers and sisters, my son's godparents are one's a naval officer and the wife of a naval officer because we're so close. But just take Operation Red Wings, which was 10 years ago this month when we lost 19 special operators in the Hindu Kush. Marcus Luttrell wrote a book called Lone Survivor, and a movie was made for that. And we lost 11 SEALs that day and 8 soldiers. We have 11 children from the 11 SEALs and 8 children from the 8 soldiers that this foundation is in the care. And I buried every one of those men, and I gave the flag to their widows or their mothers. So when I write these checks, sometimes I can write a check very quickly, and sometimes it takes me a while because I reminisce about the father, who he was, how he lived, not necessarily how he died, and how much the young woman has grown from when she was sitting in Arlington National Cemetery next to her mother, and now she'd be a sophomore or junior in college, and in some cases has gone on and graduated from college. So these people are, I consider them to be family members every bit as much as my own children, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to do this for the foundation and for the Special Operations community.
Admiral, what is it that you feel the rest of us owe those who have given their lives to, I'm going to say to our country, but it's more than our country. What do we owe not just those men who have given their lives, but their families, those children?
Well, Steve, I think that the American people are very appreciative of people in uniform and veterans right now. I mean, all the time that I was in uniform, people didn't stop and say, thank you for your service. This is only something that has recently come about. And I think it's because we have less than 1% of the American people carrying the load for the war for the last 14 years. But, Americans stop people in uniform and say, thank you very much for your service. When I go through TSA and I show my identification card, the TSA agent always says, thank you for your service, Admiral. We give standing ovations at ballparks. We allow active duty military to board the aircraft first. But if we really want to be thankful for their service, if we really want to be able to do something, then we need to put a little bit of skin in the game. And when a special operator or any service member loses their life in the service of their country, I think all of us should remember that no child in this great nation should be financially disadvantaged because his or her mother died in the line of duty in the service of the country. So with this college foundation, it's a way for all of us to chip in and send them to college. I'd like to make something perfectly clear. The foundation supports college scholarships. We support tutoring. We give immediate financial assistance to the wounded. We provide the counseling. But we would not be able to do any of that without the generosity of American citizens. Although I write the check, it is the donors, the people here today at CohnReznick and CohnReznick Foundation, they're the ones who make the scholarships possible, and they're the ones who provide immediate financial assistance to the wounded, not me.
One more question. I would be remiss if I did not ask you a question about leadership, an issue we ask very special leaders about. What would you say the most significant leadership lesson you have learned in your many years in the Navy and the very, I was going to say difficult, but extraordinarily hard to imagine situations you have faced as a SEAL? Number one leadership lesson you've learned is? Listen.
Not all good ideas come from the top. And as far as being in special operations and being a SEAL, everybody who goes out on the mission gets a say. And everybody on the mission could win the Medal of Honor, and everybody on the mission could die. So I always used to say, as far as the SEAL team was concerned, it was an employee-owned company. Everybody has a stake in this. So when the stakes are high, the senior man actually has to make the decision. But it really is prudent and smart to listen to absolutely everybody, even those folks who don't have that much expertise, because a lot of times people come and they bring no prejudice to it. And you've been doing things for years one way, and somebody may just come in and ask why, and sometimes that why is a very good question that may make you just think about what you're doing and why, and improve your processes.
Admiral, I want to thank you not only for this interview, but more importantly for all the years of service to our country. Thank you very much.
Steve, thank you very much. It was an honor and a pleasure to serve with those folks and serve the American people. Thank you.
One on One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One on One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by PNC Bank, Bergen Community College, United Water, Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, and by Choose New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.